Hello, hello. You are at the video station. So make sure you have this worksheet in front of you and that you've got a pencil. You are going to be turning in your notes and your own work at my next station. So make sure you are doing this well. We're going to have a conversation about it when you come to me. So you are writing down everything that I'm writing down. And then when I say to pause the video, you really are pausing the video, trying it for yourself, because on the back, you're going to have to do that all by yourself. So you really need to make sure that you know how to do this so that you can turn it in and get full credit at the next station. All right, so the title of this is Solving Multiplication and Division Equations. For the past couple of days, you've been working with addition and subtraction equations, and now we're moving on to multiplication and division equations. They're all the same concept. They're all the same concept of having an equal sign in the middle and needing to keep your equation balanced on both sides. The important thing to remember is when you're solving these equations, a lot of the time, yeah, you could just think of a number and it might work. But when we get to integers or when we get to decimals, it's hard to guess the number that x is going to be. And so that's why we have these steps. I think that's about it. So let's look here at number 1, and it says 3x equals 24. So I want to know what value of x would make that equation true, that would keep both sides balanced. What could I plug in for x that would make it true? You might be able to guess it, but I want you to see these steps that we would use in case you don't know. When the 3 and the x are squished together, there is an invisible multiply sign in between them, right? 3 times x equals 24. So when I'm solving an equation, I'm undoing the operation. I'm doing the opposite. When it was like x plus 4 equals 8, I subtracted 4 from both sides. I did the opposite operation. So when it says 3 times x, I'm still going to do the opposite operation. I'm going, though, to do the opposite of multiply, which is divide by 3. And I'm going to write it like this. Divide, like a fraction symbol, by 3. Draw my line down the middle. And then I'm going to divide by 3 on this side as well. So 3 divided by 3 on the left-hand side would make 1. So this would all cross off. And I would be left with my x equals whatever 24 divided by 3 is. 24 divided by 3 is 8. You can have 8 groups of 3. So that would be my solution. Now we can always go back and check, which is the coolest thing about these problems, is that you can check every single answer. So let's see, if I plugged in 8 for x, if I took 3 times 8, like that, does it equal 24? Yes, it does. 3 times 8 is 24. And you just solved your first multiplication division problem. Okay, so that's that one. Let's look at a division problem. So on number 2, it says m divided by -5 equals -15. So I want to get this m all by itself. And to do that, I've got to get rid of that divide by -5 on the other side. Okay, how do I do that? Well, if it's a division problem, I'm going to multiply. And that was a bad multiply sign. My pen's a little big. We're going to multiply both sides by -5 times -5 and times -5. And I don't like using those x's because it confuses me. So I'll multiply by -5, multiply by -5. So if I, on the left-hand side, I have -5 divided by -5. When I multiply and divide, those cross off. And I'm left with m equals whatever -15 times 5 is. Excuse me, -15 times -5. When we take 2 negatives, don't forget Sleepy Man, that 2 negatives make a positive. And so this would be positive 75. And you could always go back through and check if I took 75 divided by -5, would that give me -15? And it would. Okay, so let's try one more. Let's look at number 3. So again, these are squished together. That's like there's an invisible multiply sign here. So if there's an invisible multiply sign, I have to undo it, draw my line. So if it's multiplied, I need to divide both sides, and I'm going to take that -4 with me. I've got to divide both sides by -4. So negative 4 cross off, and I'm left with f equals 16 divided by negative 4. 16 divided by negative 4. Well, I can make 4 groups times 4 into 16, and because it was a negative divided by a positive, I'm left that this is negative 4. If I went back through and I plugged this guy in for f, I would have negative 4 times negative 4, and 2 negatives make a positive. Yes, that is 16. Okay, what I would like you to do is I would like you to try 5, 6, 7, 8. Pause your video, try 5, 6, 7, 8, and then unpause your video and we'll talk about it. So really make sure you do your own work. Pause this video right now, try 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, hopefully that went well for you. Here are my answers. So go ahead and check my answers. If you missed any one of these, like if you missed a multiply problem or if you missed a divide problem, will you please rewind the video and go watch the part of it that you were struggling with. Here are your correct answers. Hopefully those went well for you. I want to talk about this last problem here. It says 2/5, ooh, yuck, that was blurry. 2/5 t equals negative 10. 2/5 t, I'm going to write it just a little bigger over here. 2/5 times t equals negative 10. Okay, 2/5 is like a whole number. Not a whole number, but it's a number times t equals negative 10. When you have something like this, this is kind of our bonus extra challenge problem. When you have something like this, you are going to say, oh, they were multiplied together? That means I need to divide both sides by 2/5. So divide this side by 2/5, divide this side by 2/5. So this would cross off and I would say that t equals negative 10 divided by 2/5. Well, you guys are great at that. We really would just take negative 10 divided by 2/5. We would use our blue poster to do skip dot flip. So this would be negative 10 over 1 times 5 over 2. Skip dot flip. Then I can look to see if I can cross simplify, which you can. 10 and 2, this would become 5 over 1. And then I multiply straight, so this would be negative 25 over 1, which is just negative 25. Pretty cool, huh? I think that was awesome. Okay, so what I need you to do is you're going to flip it over to the back and you're going to complete the rest of these problems. Be ready to share this with me at the next station. Good work.